interview. Okay. I'm gonna show it to my wife. You know what I'm saying? This is Vicious. Bundy was supposed to be here.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But he had to go take care of family emergency.
Yeah.
This was Bundy's rap partner, the ex-mom. You know what I'm talking about? And that's Buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, who's Buddy? Okay.
When y'all ask me who is Buddy, so tell me about Buddy. Can you?
Buddy, the nigga who killed my cousin.
You got that from a reliable source.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where did you hear?
So, the story I heard, it was multiple people inside the hotel room. Female, I think maybe be a male and another male probably. So
super tight exclusive.
So C went to the restroom and Buddy said, look, y'all don't say nothing. I'm gonna play a joke on Pimp. And he poured something into his drink. And when he came back from the restroom, he started drinking it and almost immediately started throwing up blood. And what made me believe that, I packed C bags after he passed.
From that same hotel
From that
room.
same hotel. I pulled back the cover of the bed and there was blood in the bed. So that's what made me believe that story to be true.
Now, we talked about this prior to us cutting on the cameras. And I never talked about it outside of saying, Buddy. You know what I'm saying? And this guy was from Jackson, Mississippi.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're not going to mention anybody that was around him that knew him in Jackson, Mississippi. We'll just concentrate on him.
Yeah.
And like you and I said that you had heard the same thing, that he was going around bragging.
Yep.
That he had done this.
Yep.
What?
Yes. In the streets of Jackson.
And I heard it from someone who at one point really didn't know I was even affiliated with Pimp, but we were associated through a former organization I was with.
Yes.
And we just got to talking. He said, hey, man, what's up with Buddy? And I was like, I've heard this and heard that. It's like, man, well, what you heard is true because I'm from Jackson.
Yes.
And that's how that went.
And he said that he had heard the rumors of him going through, or he had witnessed him.
He had heard it. Yeah.
And there was nothing found.
That's what that's my nurse, because my wife is a nurse now. You know.
Who was a guy named Buddy?
Man, named Larry.
Okay.
We called him L.A. That was his name. He was, I mean, I don't know. Shout out to Mississippi. He was a Mississippi, but he was from Jacktown. And I didn't know him. You feel me? When I got there, I didn't know him, but Pimp would always tell me, like, well, L.A. say, you the coldest one, you know what I'm saying? Because it was always between me and Toe for Pimp as his rappers, you know what I'm saying? And so I ain't really knowing. He would be at the shows, like, at different cities we would go to. He would just be there. But Ken could tell you, it was a entourage of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
Like,
big fan.
Yeah, I didn't pay him no particular attention. You know what I'm saying?
He was just there.
Yeah, I knew he favored me, and I knew he was from the SIP.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you from Mississippi, if another from there, you gonna know about him. You know what I'm saying? So that was, yeah. His name is Larry, though. L.A.
Now,
they call it. If anybody read the book, then you'll know that. I told you Beverly about 900,000 times. She need to do an audio version because they don't read. You can't get mad at me for telling the truth.
Now, is it true that Pimp C's wife married a man named Buddy? Same Buddy? There it is.
Hey,
I just do my research.
All the answers.
I just do my research, man.
Where did you get this?
Hey, man.
That's Ugly Buddy, man. That's how you get money.
I told you it's gonna be the realest podcast, the realest interview you ever do. Hey, bro, after this interview, all the other interviews you do, it's gonna be
Cause now I'm saying, ain't I supposed to get like a pre?
Well, you can answer how you want to answer.
Man, he answered. He answered. He chilled. That's the answer right there. He chilled. He's going to the next one. That's you know what I'm saying? We're going to the next one. Now this called the Kanye button. 17. Now I'm
and juicing.
Yeah, and the Ball and G didn't come. They didn't come.
Yeah, you know what they did. Hey, you know what's crazy? I seen Ball and G. They walked in the back when it was over. They was walking in, and when they walked in, old Buddy was behind them with security. What was that about?
I saw David Banner.
I'm talking about old Buddy. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
Buddy had security at the funeral. For what? I'm looking at him like, what the fuck you got all these niggas around you for?
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, he was with them or just came in? You just
he wasn't with Ball and G, but when I seen Ball and G, I seen that. Buddy, and he had a whole bunch of people with him, security.
That was a wild day.
It was a fucking
It was
blur.
a blur. Yeah.
It was a blur.
He could hear her say was, baby, you didn't own it while he was alive and you ain't gonna own it now. And he didn't know what that was about. And he said, Mama, who was that? She said, that was that Larry nigga. Old Buddy.
Yeah.
And he said that he owned UGK now.
Now here's why he thought that.
I didn't know why, but you could tell us.
I'm not sure the total amount.
He said that on the phone.
He gave like $100K.
Put
$1
another
million.
zero. Yes.
So that's motive there. Because I mean, look, if common sense, if you got two people that own one company,
yes,
one person
that it annoys the out of me that they say Chad died of drink, because that's not how he died, and it's not true. That's the other part, because I ask people, can you kill yourself twice? No, I'm just asking, can you get, not to my knowledge, so you can't die from sleep apnea and die from, like, come on. Yeah. Then I was just there, so it's not like, yeah.
Oh, wait, you was in California?
Yeah, like, I left, long story short, shit again. I left to move the car. We were rushing.
could see if he done changed his flights.
Yes.
Or he would call me to change the flight.
Yes.
And I noticed he didn't. So I'm looking at the time. He's not answering his phone. So I'm still just monitoring it. So later on, I tell Shannara, hey, he about to miss his flight. And he got PO today. He never missed PO. He'll miss anything but a PO.
Yeah.
And I said, look, they know you were there in the room with them. Call the hotel. Ask them to go see if make sure your husband is up. She did. Time went by. She got a call from the sheriff, and she dropped the call. We immediately knew something was wrong.
What you mean she dropped the call?
The call dropped from the
accidentally, like?
Well, the sheriff, I think so. The sheriff, she got a call, and the call ID said Sheriff Department of LA or something like that. And she lost signal with him. So she called back, and that's when they said, you need to get out of here.
They didn't tell y'all what? They just said, just come.
They didn't tell us what. We assumed, but this is what's crazy. Somebody called another guy from our team. Somebody else called Mike Mo, and it's like, man, I heard your boy dead. But we hadn't got the official word.
That's so oof.
How would they know?
Exactly. So they calling people that knew C.
Yes.
That they had to connect with. I think, and this is something you can probably ask Munn too, because I think he got another call too.
Before the official word.
Before the official.
What day was that on? Was that on that Monday, or did y'all get it on that Tuesday?
On that day, on that Tuesday.
How long you think he was laying up in there, Edgar?
Oh, it was...
I talked to him Saturday.
I did too.
I talked to him. We were talking about the Scarface album.
Yeah.
We did back and forth, and then I was at a show, and I texted him that whole jamming, bro.
Yeah.
And that Scarface album was coming out on that Tuesday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that same day, because that was his release party.
Yes.
And when I talked to him, he had just left 3-6 Mafia House. And he had learned a program or something on the computer.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, I'm about to step on their necks with this. And that's all we talked about. He was in good spirits. He was having fun.
Yes.
And so when I'll probably have to send you this picture too. C used to always get on me about burning candles and not putting them out while I go to sleep. And had access to them.
Yep.
And I know this is going to probably stir up some things, but I got to say it because that's how I feel. I always thought it was something suspicious from day one. I had never told C I had to work, so apparently his wife told him, okay, rewind. Mama was like, I thought you had to work. This is why they was already gone. Like, nah, where you get that from? Well, Shanard told C you had to work so you couldn't go on the trip.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
So by her telling him I couldn't go, stopped me from going. If that would have never happened, I would have been out there. Second thing, what was odd to me, he wanted a car service to drop him to the airport, drop him and her to the airport. So she wanted to drive the Bentley, leave it at the airport. Big argument was, who wanted to leave a Bentley at the airport?
Yes.
Not only was it parked at the airport, it was parked in a tow zone.
Illegally.
He called me, he's like, Ed, he said a few choice words about it. I left my Bentley parked in a tow zone and got the extra key, go move the car. Instead of me moving the car, she flew back to move the car, which left him
alone.
That bothered me for a long time too.
And see, I didn't know, I found that out later, that she was there.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that part until maybe 10 years later. It's been 15 years now, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's about 10 years later, 10 years later. I was like, she was there?
But the only thing that eased me about that was the other story with what was seen about the stuff being poured.
Yes.
That made me change my whole thought process on what was running through my mind. Because, you know, at the time...
Alibi.
Yeah.
It does seem quite suspicious, though.
That it annoys the out of me that they say Chad died of drink, because that's not how he died, and it's not true. That's the other part, because I ask people, can you kill yourself twice? No, I'm just asking, can you kill? Not to my knowledge, so you can't die from sleep apnea and die from, like, come on. Yeah. Then I was just there, so it's not like, yeah.
Oh, wait, you was in California?
Yeah, like, I left, long story short, shit again. I left to move the car. We were rushing.
Right? The funeral was big.
Yeah.
But nobody talk about when we went and viewed the body.
Yeah.
Only 100 people was involved. Man, Pimp C head was this big.
Stop it, man.
Are you serious? Man, it was this big, dog. I mean, you know.
He was darker too.
Hey, Too Short his lips was look like plastic. His whole face. So Too Short looking at me, we looking at each other like, you know, And everybody just looking at each other like crazy. We couldn't even believe the shit we was
the
saying.
casket was so heavy.
Dog, that nigga.
How they made us carry that casket was once we pulled up to the cemetery area, we had to carry. You remember we had to carry it to that. Bro, it was a long walk. They didn't have nothing we could push it on. We had to carry that thing, and we was talking about Chad laughing at us. He left because we were struggling carrying it.
Why do you think that he looked?
I really was in need, and I'm going to be here for him and his family right now.
This is not only the latest rapper that you've lost others recently. How is that? It's compounding on one after another.
I mean, you know, to the most part, I learned with me being a child going from the streets, not to really question God, you know. Yeah, I kind of just got to let it be that.
Well, it was a beautiful sermon. You know, I think the pastor summed it up when he said it's hard out here for a pimp, but it's hope in Christ. So I got that hope today, and you know, I can move on, and I think the family gonna move on. I think we're all gonna be great, but it was a stunning loss.
You started the hip-hop music scene. How important was Pimp C to the Houston hip-hop music scene?
Pimp C helped lay the foundation that we stand on where Southern hip-hop music is concerned. It wouldn't be the same. You know, the youth that's rapping today are more influenced by UGK and Pimp C more so than the Ghetto Boys. So, I mean, the foundation was definitely laid where they were concerned.
He was a good person. As I always describe him, in one way he was like Malcolm X because he was radical. He was like Martin Luther King because he came out, tried to do the song Peace, knocking down doors. And he reminded me of Noble Drew Ali because he wanted to save souls. And like Tupac, he always had something to say to somebody, had to say something to him. And you know, we grieved today, and he was like my best friend.
We come down here to Port Arthur.